Hey, everybody. Welcome to the demo episode of Locked On UNLV. I'm your host, Mitchell Spoon. Alongside with me is Jared Justice. And today we're covering Running Rebels basketball, Lady Rebels basketball, baseball, softball, and touching on some football news. So let's get right into it. Jared, the basketball team, the men's basketball team, for a lack of better words, it has been, as Katy Perry famously put it, hot and cold, yes and no, in and out, and up and down. And last night, boy, they certainly got put down at Grand Canyon.
Yeah, and it was worse than it looked. Like at one point, yes, within 3 minutes of the game, they were within 6, which cool, but it was worse than it actually looked. And this is to directly
It looked pretty bad.
Oh no, it looked horrible, but it was actually worse than it looked. And one of the things that I am getting real tired of that I keep hearing in the media is bad starts. Oh, it's bad starts. It's bad starts. No, at this point, it's bad starts, it's bad mediums, it's bad endings. Like if all you can do
everything.
It's bad everything. They have guys who are missing both free throws. Like you can't give me 50% on free throws. Like you have 13 opportunities to hit a free throw and you miss 7 of them. Like you got to get me at least 50%. And
well, funny enough, the team did that. They gave you 50% as a team. They went 14 for 28. They left 14 points on the board. They could have won them the game.
And
free throws alone.
The free throws were bad. They got in foul trouble early, which they seem to always love to do. The only shining spot was Lawhorn, who has been the only shining spot this entire time. Once again, he puts up like 30 points. He goes, 6 of 11 on threes. So he's still shooting. So he's still shooting over 50% in the month of February, which is insane. But he can't be the whole team.
I mean, and even he struggled last night. He was only 50% from the field, 10 of 20 on his shots.
They were missing layups to start the game. They missed, I want to say they were 3 of 10 on layups in the first 10 minutes. Layups.
Yeah.
Like you're
and it's not like Grand Canyon's defense was anything spectacular. Not to take anything away from Grand Canyon, because their defense did play good, but it was just, I think, more so of our guys just simply laying up bricks, shooting ice cubes. I mean, they had, frozen hands when they need to be on fire. And they were just missing the simplest of shots as well.
And that's what I'm talking about with the layups, is you can't. The one thing that this team has had all season is an above average offense. They've had a woeful defense, like defensively per 100 possessions. They have been bad, but they have been above average on offense. So as soon as the offense goes cold, it's like, they're not winning this game. They're just not. Like, it's just, they are not equipped as a group to win a basketball game if their offense isn't running at its highest level. And that's what's really, really sad to me, is that Josh Pastner and all of his teams before UNLV, they have been defensive teams. They have been teams that run through their defense. And this is the first team where it's like, defensively, they have no idea how to stop anybody. And again, this is the same team that when Grand Canyon bust people into the Thomas and Mack, UNLV put up a good showing. As soon as you go,
they won the game. It was almost an upset.
But as soon as you go down there, you can't put up a layup. You can't make a free throw, and your entire offense has to run through Gibbs Lawhorn. And I don't want anyone to ever get it confused. Gibbs Lawhorn is the truth. He is
He's a
absolutely
great
incredible,
player. Absolutely phenomenal.
especially for
Has
this
been all
role.
season.
This is not his expectation. The expectation was not for him to do this, and he has blown up. But now you're looking at a UNLV team that was fighting Jackie Moon style for fourth place, and now they're looking at maybe fifth or sixth, depending on how things go. Because the
Depending on
tiebreakers
how the dominoes fall and everything. I mean, all they can do is literally just control the games that are in front of them and, start putting up some prayers and pulling for some, other teams to pull some upsets off as well.
Well, so that's actually like the kind of confusing part. So like fourth place, you get a bye in the Mountain West tournament.
You get a bye. You're in the top four. It's where you want it to be.
Fifth and sixth?
It's a lot different. It's a lot harder.
No, it isn't. No, I disagree. I think it's actually you get to play Air Force or you get to play San Jose State, who are dumpster fires of teams. So at this point, I wouldn't even be trying for fourth place. Go into the tournament, get a win, ride the win. That should be your goal now. Is you should be trying to get.
You can do that if you get early momentum.
And I think that's their only way to succeed. I think, because what we have watched this entire conference play is them playing up or down to their competition. We have to sit here and go, they need a tune-up game, which is shocking after how many games they've played and how much conference play that they have been involved with. But maybe it would be better for them in the long run to do better in the Mountain West tournament if they actually have to play in the first round. Maybe a bye is bad for them. Where if they get that fifth or sixth seed, they at least get to play Air Force, who is abysmal, and our San Jose State, who is just god-awful. The problem is if they lose these upcoming games, they might drop to the 7th or 8th seed. And if you drop into the 7th or 8th seed, you got to play Wyoming. Wyoming's a flip of a coin. You don't know if you can beat Wyoming. You might be able to play.
We certainly haven't.
You might be playing Fresno or Boise, and it may not have anything. There may be no clear indication of which team is better, just because UNLV starts off bad. Well, they start off bad and then they continue bad. But then suddenly they get hot. But then, they pull it within 6. But then they're really – I'm just tired of this narrative around this team that makes it seem like they were equipped from the start to be an outside contender, a bubble team. And they're just not equipped to be that. And it's frustrating to watch a team that is talented. You've seen a talented lineup out there. And then you're just like, all right, they're in foul trouble. They don't know how to recover from this. They are not equipped to recover from this. And meanwhile, at every half, Josh Pastner sounds like he sounds like this the entire time. He's already lost his voice because nobody knows what's going on.
He's had to do.
Because it seems like he's just sitting here going dude, I believe in you. I know you can do this. Why aren't you doing it? I brought
you here for a reason.
It's just to me, it's absolutely. It's not a lost season. Because, again, they can still do something in the tournament. But I think fourth place, which was something that a lot of us were saying.
It was attainable, is now possibly out of reach.
I would say that it might be better off if it's out of reach.
Well, maybe fifth place just might be something that's more attainable, and they can use that to go on a deep run and see what happens in the Mountain West Conference. Switching it over now, though, from the men's to the ladies. Ladies are actually faring off a lot better, but they have still kind of hit a little bumpy stride here as of late. In the month of February, they've gone 3-3, and they're still tied for second in the Mountain West, sitting at 13-5, but now they're sitting there in a three-way tie with both Boise State and Colorado State. Boise State is the last game of the season, and they've already played Colorado State and gone 1-1, so they don't have that, that tiebreaker with them. So Lady Rebels kind of need to get some of that fire that they had pre-February and kind of shake off this February frost that they've had.
They're going to have to win the tournament, which is awful. Like, it sucks because this team is way too talented. They're way too good, and they have won way too many games that are like important, like tier 1 games. They have done too much, but they're going to have to win the Mountain West tournament. And for them, I think we're on the opposite side. They need the bye. Like, I think a bye would get them rested up, and I totally 100% agree with you that this all comes down to Boise. That last game in March is going to be the key determination.
I mean, the loss at Colorado State last night was not pretty. Kind of like the men in the first quarter, they were just outshot and they were just shooting cold. So, like I said, February has kind of put a frost on what was a hot team. And so, look, they have the playmakers there. 4 of their players are averaging double figures in points. They're led by their star, Meta Rowland. She's putting up over 14 a game. And then on top of that, they have the top 2 rebounders in the conference and Shelby Brown and Meta Rowland. So, they have the skill and the talent needed to kind of shake off this February funk.
The biggest thing is they are a completely different team. They're a 500 team on the road. Like, that's who they are. Like, they when they're in the Cox Pavilion and they're playing their game and they're defensively sound and they're holding opponents to 50-something points and they're doing everything defensively that they are dictating the terms where they're winning games 65-50 or 65 to because they're not scoring, if they score 70, hallelujah, because they are not a high offense. They are a fundamental team. And for some reason on the road, they're a different team. They're more sporadic. They go ice cold, sort of like the men. But the difference is that this team is fundamentally sound. It is a fundamentally sound basketball team, and it just is always difficult to watch them on the road because you see it's a different team. Like, I don't even know the correct verbiage to put out there. That
so you don't even know who you're watching on the road games as opposed to who you go and see at home. Yeah, like you said, they have been dominant at home. They're 11-3 at home.
Right, and at the Cox Pavilion, it looks like they are relaxed and they have everything. People are getting bored. Like, it's poetry. It's smooth,
Players and then it's sync, they're fluid.
And then on the road, it looks like they look jittery, and it just, to me, maybe
nervous,
we need
jittery, just.
Well, what I'm sitting there and I'm thinking is maybe we need to investigate their their travel lodgings or something. Maybe they just don't maybe they're not staying at a Holiday Inn Express. I don't.
I know they got to be following curfew. They're getting plenty of rest. I'm sure you don't see them getting in trouble or nothing. I don't know what it is about going out of town that kind of just messes with them a little bit. It gets them out of sync, and it shows on their play. Or shows in their play.
So now Colorado State has the I guess they split, so we don't know who has the tiebreaker.
It's 1-1.
Because the Mountain West has some of the weirdest tiebreaker rules, and maybe we'll do that. Maybe right before the tournament we need to do an entire show on how the seeding works, because the Mountain West is once you get down into the third or fourth levels of the tiebreakers, the Mountain West is just did you guys just need to go to lunch when you came up with these rules?
I mean, look what they did with all the tiebreakers they had to deal with in the football season. So, yeah,
That's
the
what I'm
whole
saying.
tiebreaker scenario is chaotic and head scratching to say the least.
It's going to be because all right. So worst case scenario, they split with Fresno State, and then they have Boise, and Boise is that's going to be the determining factor. Is what happens with Boise. But we're also, and not to belabor the point because I already mentioned it, but we're literally looking at San Diego State is so good. So
they are. They are.
That's a tournament team. Right, but that's a tournament team. If they lose, they can lose the Mountain West tournament. It's not going to matter. They're going. They're gone.
They're already in there. They've already punched their ticket. I mean, just one win in the conference tournament, would be good for them. But
I don't even think they need
the Lady Rebels, though.
The Lady Rebels have to win the whole damn thing. That's unfortunately the situation.
You don't think if they make it to the semifinals at least, that's not good enough? They have to win the whole thing. They can't even be runner-ups.
Maybe runner-ups, but at this point, the way they're
runner-up might get them an at-large bid or something.
I know for a fact. I don't know. This feels like a one bid league, but
it feels like a lot of questions that can't be answered yet until we get into the conference tournament. That's what it feels like. Is there's a lot of volatile things that will be more solidified once we get into conference tournament and the seeding starts, being more solidified and laid out.
Well, but so there's this dearth of middle class teams in this conference. So
yes,
Colorado, New Mexico, UNLV, they're all basically have the same record. And then you have San Diego State, which is and that's
top of the mountain. They are the snow cap at the top of the mountain. Everyone else is trying to reach that.
Yeah.
So, with the Lady Rebels, hopefully they are able to shake off their 7-7 record. Next game is on the road at Fresno State. Hopefully, they don't play down to the level of Fresno State. And then, fortunately, we do get Boise State at home, and 11-3 bodes well for what we hope that the outcome of that final season finale will be.
I think they're going to rock Fresno just because Fresno's not very good. Boise, they're kind of, it's the Spider-Man meme. They're kind of the same team.
They're looking at each other as, hey.
Boise's 6-5 on the road, but really good at home. Defensively fundamentally sound. Do you remember back in the day Virginia basketball where they would they'd win games 40-38? They were just
very low scoring, but they controlled the tempo of the game, but it was also very defensively.
Yes, and it was exhausting to watch. It was brutal to watch. I think that's what this Boise game is going to be. Is by the end of it, they may win, and we're going to be sitting there going, "That was not a fun game. They won."
Oh man. Well, hopefully, Lady Rebels can get it done on the road at Fresno, and then last game of the season, hold strong against Boise State. But moving on now from the court to the diamond, baseball team and softball team, they have been quite impressive, actually. I'm not going to lie. Let's go ahead and start off with the baseball team. They're looking to rebound from a disappointing season last year. They went 31-23 and 16-14 in the conference. This season, they're off to a pretty good start, 7-2 after being picked to finish 6th in the Mountain West.
I have covered UNLV baseball for many, many years, and I know that you called it a disappointing season, but it's a hard place to play. Early Wilson is a hard place to play. Vegas is already at altitude. The dirt is hard and dry because of the climate. And because of how it's like facing, you got planes going overhead. Half the games start when the sun is out and then the sun goes down. It's a really, really difficult place to play. And honestly, the best part of UNLV baseball is that they always score. They score. They could lose. They might lose by 10, but they at least scored 10. And so it's a really, really difficult thing to gauge, especially this early on. But I like this team. I think that they got strong relievers, and obviously, based on their most recent history, the bats are alive. They're hitting for double digits, right?
Yeah. Look, when they got the sweep over the Bradley Braves over the weekend, 3-0 by the way, they scored 10 runs in every single game. And then they followed that up by getting the sweep against the Western Michigan Broncos. And all this, they are led by the right-hand pitcher, Carson Lane. He was named to the preseason Mountain West All-Conference first team. And he's doing that following up last season where he was selected to the All-American first team as well. So he's back-to-back first team All-Conference. So, 7-2 is kind of to be expected with that sort of experience coming back.
And that's something that the Rebels have always had, especially with their baseball team, is they bring guys on and guys like to play there, but it's a volatile field. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, there are dudes who will have excellent ERAs, and then just one day there's just too much traffic with the planes and the sun is coming down.
Air control or something.
And to any of the viewers, go see a game at Early Wilson. It is an awesome old-style college baseball stadium. It's a great stadium, but you will immediately know what I'm talking about because you will go, wait, half the outfield is in shadow, half of it is in sunlight, and planes keep ripping overhead. It's a tough place to call home, but one of the things that I always have loved about the Rebel baseball team is the fact that they keep their veterans, which is nice.
Oh, absolutely. So they have a 3-game stretch now. They go on the road and they play at Santa Clara, another Broncos team. So they whooped up on Western Michigan. Can they tame another Broncos team? That will be now be left to be determined. Now for the lady softball team as well, they're doing the same thing the men are doing, looking to bounce back from an abysmal year. Last year they had a losing season going 24-25. That's something everybody wants to kind of put in the rearview mirror and forget about. This season they're 7-8 so far, again with the losing season, but Jared Justice, my friend, they are on a 3-game winning streak, and they went 4-1 in the Rebel Classic tournament. And let me put the cherry on top. They got a sweep in their first ever meeting with Merrimack. So boom, 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 triple layer cheesecake there to sweeten a 7-8 season.
As you know, my sister played Division I softball, and one of the things that I always love about softball, especially like the collegiate, is just they played like 9 tournaments, and then suddenly the season starts. So they're still in tournament mode, and so I'm not even really like comfortable counting these as losses. It's almost like they're ramping up.
Kind of like they're playing through a bunch of exhibition games and getting ready for, I guess, what really matters, coming into conference play. I'm
Yeah.
impressed with the ladies. Saturday against Merrimack in the first game, they got their first shutout of the season, winning 8-0. Then the next game, they showed some resiliency. They showed some fight that I think was something they needed to experience in order, or going forward. They were down 2-0 early in the game, then came back to win 6-3. So, took a few punches early on, but then were able to come back, shake it off, and deliver the final blow. And so I think that sort of experience and going through that sort of adversity will help them in the next tournament that they're playing. And going from one tournament to another, they go on the road now. They're playing in Arizona. They'll play in two different places in Arizona, in the Grand Canyon University, Arizona State University Classic, starting this weekend. So hopefully they can keep that 3-game winning streak going and maybe come home with another tournament victory. So that is what's been going on so far in UNLV athletics. But a little bonus news for you coming out of the football field. UNLV football is slated to play the University of Memphis in Allegiant Field to kick off the 2026 season. And this is going to be the first ever meeting between the two.
Yeah, and it's actually a really interesting matchup because it is two of the group of 6 kind of powerhouses that have won a bunch since 2023. Are they the winningest teams in the group of 6 since 2023?
Yeah, so since 2023, they're two of the winningest programs. UNLV has gone 30-12, and Memphis has gone 29-10. So they know how to win some games, and they've certainly, started coming up in recent years. I mean, look at UNLV, back-to-back 10-win seasons the past 2 years, and Memphis has just been killing it over there in the American Conference?
Yeah, and the coolest thing, at least for me, going into this offseason is the fact that UNLV has they had 2 returning starters last year, and they did what they did last year. This year, they're coming in with the top recruiting class in the group of 6, which I graduated from UNLV. If you told me our football team was going to be relevant, I would have laughed in your face. If you told me our football team was going to have the top recruiting class in the group of 6, I would have slapped you. I would have gone, You're full of bleep. You're lying.
You're full of it. You're lying to my face.
School. And suddenly we're relevant, and we're one of the winningest teams since 2023. What? What are you talking about? That's crazy.
That's what happens seriously when you bring in good talent. And I guess that can be one of the few pros for NIL and the transfer portal. I'm a little bit old school. We can save that for another episode, how I feel about transfer portal and NIL money and all that. But because of how it's run and how it works now, talent's able to come to schools like UNLV and bolster their programs and rewrite the tradition. UNLV is no longer, some cupcake school that used to be, once upon a time. They're now a powerhouse school in the group of 6. So we'll look to see how that turns out. First game of the week. So there you go. We 0. Well, it's time to wrap things up here. I'm Mitchell Spoon. Alongside with me, Jared Justice. This has been the demo episode of Locked On UNLV. We'll holler at you till next time.